The number 6 seed will serve to start. This should be fun, folks. Let's settle in.
Play. Let's second serve.
You mentioned Andreeva, how quickly she's risen. Last year at this time, her ranking was outside the top 400. And now currently 63 in the world. It's very impressive. We're going to see a lot of long rallies between these two, both very consistent on the baseline and both move exceptionally well side to side.
Coco Gauff, not only the 6th ranked singles player in the world, but also the 6th ranked doubles player in the world. She's already had 2 extremely successful doubles partnerships in her short time on the WTA Tour. First with Katie McNally. They won a few events together. And now she's playing with Jessica Pegula, the highest ranked American man or woman. And they're one of the best doubles teams in the world.
You mentioned the doubles, and there's a look at the Gauff team. Mirra Andreeva on the right, who's been working with Coco for a little while, and also on the left in the black hat, Brad Gilbert. Just started working with Coco Gauff recently this summer.
Ground strokes of the highest quality. And Mirra Andreeva has earned herself a breakpoint opportunity in the opening game of this match. What a summer it's been for Coco Gauff. Won her first title on American soil in Washington, D.C. And then her first 1,000 event, a victory just last week in Cincinnati.
Her 2 biggest titles of her career.
And it's the 16-year-old Andreeva who draws first blood and wins the opening game of this match. Andreeva comes into this match with a 31-6 overall record.
That you get someone this young that has that quick rise so successfully. I think there are a lot of juniors that have done exceptionally well, but it depends on the player. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Shot. I mean, don't don't get me wrong, there are a lot of young players that do well, but when you're talking about 13 years of age, that you notice something right away at someone 13, because so many things have to go right. It's not about being able to strike the ball well. It's being able to perform on a big stage, handle the pressure, have that confidence, stay healthy. There's so many details.
And it feels like we could be watching two of those special cases facing off against one another today. Oh, goodness me. From deep in the middle of the court, Andreeva finds an angle and has the power to hit a winner from there.
I think that's one of her best shots, in my opinion, that backhand down the line. She's already used that a couple times in these first couple games. Just sees that part of the court exceptionally well.
Out. 40-30.
That's her favorite shot too, by the way.
These two are hitting the cover off the ball here. It's early.
It's been great. And that's where Coco shines as well. That backhand side is so stable and solid. She was even a little off balance on that one, but connects with it so cleanly.
Advantage. Gauff. Out. Game Gauff.
We trade breaks to open up the match.
One game.
Level's been high
First set.
between these two so far. Coco Gauff, a finalist at Roland Garros a couple years ago, or a year and a half ago. Amazingly, her quarterfinal run last year here was the deepest she's ever been at the US Open. And then I remind myself that she's 19 and hasn't played in a whole lot of these.
It's not amazing. But the maturity level carries herself so much more mature than a 19-year-old.
Low 15.
Her doubles partner, Coco's partner, Jess Pegula, has mentioned that numerous times. Obviously, there's a differential in age between those two, but Pegula has outwardly spoken about how mature, just the conversations they have on the doubles court, how mature Coco is as far as not only understanding the game, but her presence on the court, the way she speaks.
30-15.
great commitment from Coco throughout that point, because Andreeva guessed right
15.
2 or 3 times, but no hesitation from Gauff. She's ready for that next ball to come back every single time. She, even after she hit that swing volley, got ready so quickly for the overhead.
Let's first serve. Game.
Here's the 16-year-old Mirra Andreeva at 1-2 in the first.
Love 15.
Couple loose errors from
Love
Andreeva here.
13.
She's in a hole early on. Coco did a good job just returning the first serve of the first point.
I think there was no panic really from Coco Gauff in this situation, because she got broken right away in that first game, but just stayed nice and calm. I think she's enjoying the pace off the ground right now from Andreeva on the ground strokes.
Love 40.
And now 3 break chances for Coco Gauff. She only needed 1 in her first return game. And 1's all it takes this time as well, as Coco Gauff builds the first lead at 3 games to 1.
Gauff leads 3 games to 1. First set.
And make sure you down the US Open app to get your real-time scores, your highlights, keep track of all the stats of all the matches going on around. It's the US Open app. It's in the App Store and the Google Play Store as well.
Love.
Well, ever since that first game, Gauff has done an exceptional job of really moving the ball around the court, not going to the same spot every time. So from the very first ball, she's getting Andreeva on the run, and then just consistently getting that ball into the open court.
Coco Gauff is doing everything right now. And the wheels are starting to spin a little bit for Andreeva early here in the first.
40 love.
And the Coco Gauff camp has to like what they see. There's Coco's mom, Candy, in the top left of your screen there. Coco didn't have her parents with her in Cincinnati for the biggest title of her career, but they're here this week in New York.
Game, Gauff.
And Coco Gauff is flying right now. A 4-1 lead in the
Gauff
first.
lead.
After dropping serve in the opening game of the match, Mirra Andreeva serving.
Thank you,
1-4
ladies and
in
gentlemen.
the first.
Players are ready.
First match of the day in Arthur Ashe Stadium. Fans still making their way onto the grounds. And then we saw a more aggressive Andreeva stepping in,
15.
recognizing the short
Love.
ball.
I think she's so good on the backhand side of not hesitating at all. Anything short on that side, you can tell she just unleashes on the backhand and loves that ball inside out, especially to the forehand of Coco Gauff.
Outs.
Now, was there something different on the forehand
15
side there? Was she not as comfortable moving? Because she did step in.
Well, she almost looked like she went too fast to that ball in particular, to me, if that makes sense. She almost looked like she was panicking a little bit and rushed herself, and that's why she mishit that forehand.
Coco Gauff is just unleashing the entire arsenal at the moment.
15-30.
Oh, I love that she's incorporating that drop shot occasionally in this first set because she's hitting with such pace and depth, and just to be able to throw that in. I mean, those great wheels from Andreeva to be able to get that ball, but great coverage at the net from Gauff.
$30.
There's her longest rally of the match so far.
That's some big hitting from both, and Andreeva the first one to change direction down the line. It's just that slight footwork where she cut off the angle a little bit that just cut down on the time for Gauff.
That was 17 heavy-duty strokes on that point.
Yes.
It's probably worth pointing out, too, that when I said heavy duty, it sparked it in my head. They're using the heavy duty balls this year, same as the men. And they really can swing out like that. Those balls are going to fluff up a little bit as opposed to last year's balls, which would have just zoomed through the air and through the court.
There is a big difference. Yeah, the lighter balls, they really fly off your racket. They fly off the air, and a lot of times you can have struggles controlling that type of ball. You always want to add spin, but you're right, now you can swing a little bit more freely.
Advantage. Andreeva. Game.
And
Andreeva.
Andreeva stems the tide,
Gauff
gets one
leads
back.
4-2.
Coco
First set.
Gauff still leads 4-2. And Arthur Ashe Stadium starting to fill in now. And this crowd is starting to feel their oats a little bit, getting behind Coco Gauff, the 19-year-old American.
And Gauff's already made some good adjustments from
15.
her first round where she played Laura Sigmund. Because at the end of that match,
It's Jimmy Butler,
there
by
you
the
go.
way. Big tennis fan.
Yeah, huge tennis fan.
He's been here since qualies. I think he just hangs
I
out.
love it.
I think he sleeps under court 17 or something.
Well, just to follow up with that thought about Coco
30.
Gauff making those adjustments from Sigmund, because she struggled to close that match out, had a few double faults at the end. She was playing some great tennis, but took her foot off the gas, and got to give her credit because you can already tell the adjustments she's made at the beginning of this match. Much more aggressive, serving a lot better.
That's 40 love.
And Andreeva's got a decent serve, but you can see the difference between Coco's heat that she's bringing right now.
Game. Gauff.
And that big first
New
serve.
ball. Quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Ready for play.
Mirra Andreeva serving to stay in the first set. It's just long. And again, the aggressiveness paying off for Coco Gauff.
It's just the pressure that she's been able to apply in this first set. You can see as soon as she gets any ball in the middle of the court, Gauff, she's been able to spread the court, get Andreeva on the run. She's the one that's sort of taking that extra risk right now to open up the court.
When Coco won in Cincinnati last week, one of the people
15
to thank
all.
was her dad, of course, who's been around. We've seen the face, and everybody has only nice things to say about Coco's parents. She thanked him for his scouting reports, and I'm wondering if that was part of the scouting report to go at Andreeva, put her under as much pressure as possible.
I think a lot of it, too, is about getting that quick start
15,
because
30.
the longer the rallies go, if Andreeva starts to build that confidence up a little bit, she can start to feel more comfortable, get into these rallies. But Gauff hasn't allowed her really to get settled so much sometimes on the baseline.
Let's first serve. all.
And Coco Gauff has
40.
her very first set point of the first set, 30 minutes in here on Arthur Ashe Stadium.
That's the shot she wanted, though. She set that point up perfectly.
Yes.
For that higher, heavier forehand just to open up that backhand down the line. I feel like if she had that shot again, more often than not, she makes that shot.
Advantage, Andreeva.
She was just so quick up to that shorter ball
Yes.
from Andreeva on the backhand side, that approach shot, and love the fact that she hit and followed that ball in, just moved through that backhand so beautifully.
Advantage, Andreeva.
Yeah, that didn't miss by a whole lot, but Coco hasn't missed a whole lot at all in this first set. But Mirra Andreeva
Andreeva.
holds. And it'll force Coco Gauff to try to serve this first set out at 5-3.
Gauff leads 5 games to 3, first set. Love, 15.
That was fascinating because Andreeva thought that Coco might be going short. She almost
15-all.
ran herself out of that point. She started moving forward, and when Coco chipped it deep, Andreeva's feet weren't set.
I was smart. It was the awareness of Coco to notice the fact that Andreeva was making that slight move forward, because she may have been going for that drop shot, but as soon as she saw that, changed it up and hit with a little more pace and good depth.
Only the highest quality tennis from both of these teenagers. And Coco Gauff has the last laugh on that point. It's 30-15.
30-15.
It's just such a great point from both. And just the quickness off the ground, too, for both of them to be able to get some of these big hitting shots back into the court.
And now Coco Gauff will have a couple of set points on her serve.
15. (40-30). Game, first set. Gauff.
And there's the first set to Coco Gauff. Super quality from both.
It's just a great angle right away on the full stretch from Gauff.
15.
I think the other thing that's been so solid from Gauff in this match is the return. She's getting so many returns back in play. We mentioned Andreeva's first serve percentage is actually higher than Gauff's in this match so far, but she's been able to anticipate and get so many of these returns back in the court.
All.
Just got a little too close to that one, spraying it wide.
15.
That's the shot Andreeva's going to want to consistently hit when she gets that backhand, that depth into the forehand corner of Gauff.
Definitely the start that Andreeva would want in this first set, just to sort of announce her remained presence here. Down a set. And a hold for Mirra Andreeva to start the second set.
First game, second set.
beautiful. Coco being aggressive with the forehand wing and moving in so comfortably to knock off that volley.
And because she was so aggressive on the forehand, it's not an easy shot to throw up a lob off an approach shot that's so aggressive. She was smart to close the net on that next ball, pretty much anticipating that the lob probably was not a factor.
Oops.
Is that part of the tennis IQ you were talking about that Jessie Pegula was kind of talking about with Coco on the court, like how smart she is about the game?
Yeah, that understanding. I mean, you do. I mean, a lot of players have that IQ for sure, but especially someone so young.
These players are the best in the world at what they do, so it's all levels.
And that one, I mean, that was a pretty good approach to some depth. That one didn't have as much pace. You see it had a little bit more height, so it just gave Andreeva extra time for that pass. Also was more central of an approach shot as well.
Just so much depth and pace and power on that forehand.
40-15.
Talking about knowledge too, I think a lot of that knowledge comes from the fact that Gauff does play a lot of doubles as well. You just get extra matches. You start understanding different plays, different angles of the court, but she just loves to compete. She likes to play singles and doubles all the time. She just loves being on the court.
On the full stretch.
One game all, second sets.
That was impressive.
I actually thought she played herself into a little bit of trouble.
I think she maybe was surprised she actually made it. She didn't see it right away, but just great. Just went right straight up in the air. Great backspin on that drop volley.
Tremendous camera work, too. Shout out to the camera operator.
Wait, please.
Coco covered that well. She knows Andreeva on that short backhand likes to
15.
go down the line, and you could just see her inch that way even as Andreeva was mid-stroke on that approach shot.
Net, second serve.
It is almost a little startling to see how much damage Coco's doing from the forehand wing right now.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is coming down to her footwork. I just watched her on her side of the court throughout that point, and she's not even hesitating. Right away, she's getting those couple steps forward anytime she has an inch to move into the court. Big return.
And again, the forehand doing the damage.
40. Love 15.
And for Andreeva, she's just got to try and find a way to take Coco Gauff out of her aggressive game style right now. And that was a good point right there. As soon as she got that second serve, spread the court a little bit more, and on the second shot, really took that chance and got aggressive on the forehand down the line.
Out. 15-all. $15-13.
Well, Gauff did a good job of trying to reset that point there by throwing in a few lofty balls, but it was
15-14.
Good patience from Andreeva. And now she's got a couple break point opportunities.
Big moment for Andreeva, not just to get back level in this second set, but maybe to also throw a little crack in that Coco Gauff armor, because Coco was so on it for the first set and a couple games of the second set. We both remarked after the first set that might have been the best
30-14.
we've seen Coco hit the forehand for a full set. Andreeva's looking for any way back in here. She's got another break point.
That's just excellent hitting on a break point down, and the margin just right on the line with that big forehand Gauff hit.
Yes.
I feel like that just shows you where her confidence level is right now. She's not afraid in these big moments to save break point, to take that chance and still go for the line.
Advantage, Gauff.
It's also a little bit of a sense right now that Andreeva had those two break points. Coco was coming down off her level just a little bit. Coco seems to have steadied it. This could be a big swing moment pro Coco here in the second set. And Coco Gauff erases a couple of break points and holds for a lead of a set in 3 games to 1.
3 games to 1. Second set.
And remember, usopen.org, that's your online home for point-by-point live scoring, highlights, real-time stats, and draws. And you can visit the official tournament site at usopen.org. It's actually open on my laptop right now. Checking out the scores from around the grounds as we watch this match on Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Wait, please.
That was a beauty of a dropper.
First one we've seen from
15
Andreeva all match. And struck it very well. Gauff definitely wasn't expecting that one. That was great disguise. Andreeva feels like she has to maybe start throwing in some different tactics. See if she incorporates a drop shot a little bit more.
Yeah, come on.
Both players strong on the first serve. Much better in this second set than the first for Andreeva. Still struggling to win second serve points. That catches the line.
40-30.
There hasn't been many moments where Andreeva's been able to get Gauff in a situation where she doesn't have a lot of pace on the forehand, which just sits up there for Andreeva. So the first opportunity, great job for Andreeva to change direction, aggressive on the forehand.
As if on cue, first opportunity, first forehand winner for Andreeva. Coco reading from the entire menu. And it all tastes so good right now.
Yes.
Just about every flavor of the Coco Gauff cookbook on display.
It was just exceptional. I mean, exceptional hitting from both. And Andreeva trying to throw in that variety. It's not a bad idea to throw in the drop shot. You could see the comfort level of Coco Gauff on the baseline, but Coco's so quick up to that drop shot. A smart body serve. Haven't seen many of those from Andreeva in this match.
Advantage, Andreeva.
Totally fine on the sportsmanship scale to do that. Andreeva making a four-way forward, and look out, incoming.
I don't even feel like Andreeva did anything really wrong in that point. It was just Gauff anticipating well and just how quick she is and got up to that volley that Andreeva hit so fast.
Advantage, Andreeva.
It's hard to overstate how well of a played match this has been, especially from Coco, obviously, but Andreeva hasn't done a whole lot wrong. I also still can't believe there's 3 years of an age difference between these two. It's almost more impressive on the 16-year-old's part. Andreeva is just really coming onto the scene in the last year. She seems to have been born calm.
That's a rare miss by Gauff on the return.
Andreeva.
Yeah, I think with the score line, I mean, Andreeva, got to give her credit for, yes, staying calm and composed throughout this match so far. You know, she's going to keep fighting. I mean, Gauff knows that too. I mean, she has played a good match. It's just been Gauff that's the one that's gotten the upper edge in a lot of these rallies.
And Andreeva, marquee star of this event this year, and she has lived up to it so far.
And that point in particular has been the story. I mean, off the serve, she has not hesitated at all in the way she's been approaching the ball, just very aggressive stance consistently. Nice kick serve into the body of Andreeva.
From Coco Gauff, not many of them today.
30.
None that look quite like that. She didn't get her feet. She actually might have set her feet too early on that one. Kind of leaned forward.
Oh, she set it up perfectly, just overhitting that swing volley.
30 all.
Maybe potentially thinking about where Andreeva was in the back of the court.
And the crowd here at Arthur Ashe Stadium starts to sense that this game is starting to gain a little bit more weight. They're trying to put their efforts behind their girl, Coco Gauff. It's 30 all. And what a response from the 19-year-old.
40-30.
Her first ace of the match.
We actually haven't seen her use that serve that often in this match, so it was a great changeup, surprising Andreeva.
Coco, the aggressor, is up a set in 4-2 on Ashe. Mom
Gauff
likes it.
leads 4-2.
Why wouldn't she?
Set.
Coco's playing great.
And that was just a really strong point and an important game just for her to keep that lead. But the way she's been accelerating through the forehand, especially in these longer rallies, she's just been consistently going after it. Did a good job of letting that ball bounce, just taking her time on that overhead.
Andreeva had a brief moment early in that rally where she tried to take control. And Coco was able to get it back to neutral.
Love 15.
Coco's playing so well right now that it feels like if you get up on her, you better stay up. Because neutral's not a good place to be.
Wait, please. Love 30.
There's Jimmy Butler. He was a member of the ball crew last week during qualifying. A great exhibition event at Armstrong that raised over $320,000 for the Ukraine Crisis Fund. And Coco Gauff senses blood in the water now. And she does not hesitate. Coco Gauff, a game away from the third round of the 2023 U.S. Open.
Second set in by 1 set to love.
I mean, how impressive is the level that Coco is displaying right now, Jill?
I think also after that 3-2 game that Andreeva held, that really tight game, there were a couple forehand mistakes that Coco made that, you know, you wonder if those things start to get into your head a little bit, because she hadn't been making any unforced errors. So I was like, okay, this game, next game is going to be interesting, but she has been so rock solid, and you could feel on Andreeva almost feeling that pressure, because she knew throwing in those second serves, she was going to be under the gun right away, just the way she was moving to the ball. And she's had to defend so much throughout this match, and that just shows you how aggressive Coco has been throughout this match.
I'm almost surprised we haven't seen more wayward, unforced errors from Andreeva trying to, you know, really get aggressive early in points. But to her credit, she's tried to rein it in. Coco, it's been all Coco.
Time.
Coco Gauff serving with new balls for an opportunity to move into the third round of the U.S. Open.
Love.
Coco's had an answer for everything Andreeva's thrown at her on this day. Are we witnessing a too good situation?
It's hard. I think it's hard for Andreeva to see an opening. I don't think she's actually played that bad of a match. She's played very consistent, but it's been Gauff that's the one that's been able to control.
In many ways, Coco Gauff has taken the racket right out of the 16-year-old's hands. She has played so well. And now she's got 3 match points.
Game, set, match, Gauff. 2 sets to love. 6-3, 6-2.
A brava performance from the 6th seed Coco Gauff. 6-3, 6-2 over Mirra Andreeva.